Hello people, my name is Ferdy, and in this video I will show you step by step how you can transfer your website, your domains, your email accounts, incoming and outgoing emails from one web hosting provider towards another one. Maybe your current web hosting provider is too slow, or you're not happy with the support, or the renewal rates are too high. Well, whatever is the case, I will show you how to transfer everything from one web hosting provider towards another one. Let me show you the steps we will take. I will show you how to create backups of your current website using two free tools. Then we'll create backups of our emails and email accounts, both incoming and outgoing emails. After that, using our WordPress backup, we'll create an exact copy of our current website on a new web hosting provider. Then we will transfer our domain towards a new web hosting provider. And then we'll do the same with the emails. We'll copy all the outgoing and incoming emails to our new email account on a new web hosting provider. So at the end, our websites, domains, email accounts, and emails are all at the same place. In the description of this tutorial, I have timestamps, so if you want to go to a specific part in the tutorial, you can click on the timestamp and you go directly to that part of the tutorial. When I go too fast for you, you can go to the settings here at YouTube, go to playback speed, and slow down the speed of the tutorial. And if you want to go back a few seconds in the video, just hit the left arrow on your keyboard, and you will go back 5 seconds in the video. And now if you want to, you can go to the YouTube settings and change the audio track to a different language. If you can appreciate that I made this video for free, then please like this video. And if you want to, you can subscribe for more upcoming WordPress related tutorials. I teach people how to make websites that can generate them money. And now let's start with the first step. Let's make a backup of our current website. So right now I host my website at hostgator.com. So I log in by clicking here, sign in. There you go. Here is my website, Ferdy.com Academy. So I click on it and I go to my website. This is the website I want to migrate towards Hostinger. So the first thing I want to do, of course, I want to log in. I'm already logged in. I go to the backend and I want to make a backup of our website. So in order to do that, I go to plugins, add new, and I search for the plugin all-in-one WP migration. This is an amazing plugin that will migrate your whole website to another web hosting provider. I click on install now and I activate it. Now I refresh the page, and here, the left area, I see all-in-one WP migration, and I can click on export. I click on export to, and I select file. Now it will prepare the export. 270 megabytes. I click on download, and there the download goes. If your website is bigger than 300 megabytes, then go to YouTube and search for Migrate website free. Hit enter. There you see my tutorial on how you can do it for free when you have a bigger website. So over here, I downloaded the website. I want to make another backup. So I go to plugins, add new plugin, and I search for WP Vivid. There you go. Install now. Activate it. Refresh the page. And now we go to WP Vivid. I click on backup now. Okay, I scroll down all the way. And over here I see there's a new download. It's a lot smaller. I click on download. I click on download again. And there you go. There's another backup of our website. Okay, it is downloaded. What I will do, I'll go to my downloads. I open a new Finder area. I want to create a folder on my desktop telling me this is a backup, current website, David Corp. Then I drag those two files in it. So I have made two backups of this website. So we have a backup of our website. Now let's create backups of our incoming and outgoing emails. Now I go to the cPanel for the emails. I go to my email account, continue. I want to make a backup of all my received and sent emails on this email account. Well, the best way to do that is to have an email client. In my case, I have Mac Mail. You can also use Microsoft Outlook. What you see over here is my inbox of info@davidcorp.com. And here's my outbox, all my sent emails. So what I want to do, I want to save those so I can migrate them to the same email account, but then at Hostinger. How can I do that? Well, on Mac Mail, I can do a right mouse click and say export mailbox. This is also a backup. I think I will not use it, but it's a backup just in case things go wrong, which never happened to me in my life with anything. Everything in my life goes perfect. I'm just kidding. Backup current website. I bring it to this folder. Choose. Okay, let me check it. Here's the inbox. Then all sent emails, right mouse click, export mailbox. Also here, choose. And if I take a look, they're both called inbox, but if I click on it, this is the inbox. And at the other one inbox, it's the sent email. So I leave it as it is, a backup of all my emails. What I will do now over here at David Corp, I go to mail, settings, accounts, and then here I have David Corp. And I call this one old. So when I install my new account, I know this is the old email account, and now I will create a new one. So far we have 2 backups of our current website, and we have a backup of our inbox, an outbox of our info at, and then your domain email account. What is next? So we have backups of our website, we have backups of our incoming and outgoing emails. Now it's time to go to a new web hosting provider. My favorite one is Hostinger. I'll show you in a minute why. So let me show you how to get a web hosting and a free domain at Hostinger. If you already have a domain name and web hosting, you can skip this part. If you don't have it yet, let's go to webhosting77.com, hit enter, and then you can click here to go to Hostinger. Through the years, I've been searching for the best web hosting companies that are also affordable, and then I came across Hostinger. I've been using their services now for 7 years and I love it. And I'm not the only one who thinks like that. If you take a look at reviews on Trustpilot, you see that other people are also really happy with their service. And if you take a look at Google Trends, you see that Hostinger is taking over the web hosting industry. They're getting more and more popular. And why is that? Because the quality of their service is top notch and they're really affordable. So in order to take a look at the plans, we click over here on Start Now. And then we see 3 plans. Well, let me make it really easy for you. There are 3 plans: the premium plan, the business plan, the cloud starter plan. If you would go for the premium plan, you can create up to 25 websites. You get 25 gigabyte of storage, which is more than enough. And it is storage in SSD. If you go for the business plan, you can create up to 50 websites. You get 50 gigabytes of storage, but this time it is NVMe storage. NVMe storage is up to 5 times as fast as SSD storage. Then there's the third plan, the cloud startup. But if you're getting started with 1 website in the first year, or maybe 2 or 5 or even 10, then I would go with the business plan. The great thing is that you can always upgrade later. So what does the business plan contain? As I said, you can create up to 50 websites. You get 55 gigabytes of storage, which is more than enough. You can have up to 5 mailboxes per website, like info@yourdomain.com. You get daily backups, so if you somehow mess something up in your website, you can restore a backup from the day before. A lot of amazing AI integrations, and your website will be fast throughout the whole world because of CDN, and that's included for free. With some other web hosting plans, this costs $20 per month. What else do you get? You get a free domain name. With other web hosting companies, this costs money, but with Hostinger, you get it for free for the first year. And what I also really love about Hostinger is that you get domain privacy for free. What does that mean? Normally, when you buy a domain name, all your information is open on the internet and people can spam you with, hey, I can make a website for you, I can make a logo for you, I can do SEO for you. Your email account will be filled with spam. With domain privacy, all that information about your company, your address, your email address, your phone number, etc. is hidden. With other web hosting companies, this costs money, and with Hostinger, this is free. And to make it even better, you can try the service for free. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you somehow, I can't imagine why, but if you somehow don't like the service, you can get your money back, no questions asked. So I scroll up again, and then I go for the business plan. So I click over here, choose plan, and then you can get web hosting for $3.99 per month if you would go for 48 months. So for 4 years, you can get a web hosting for just $192.52. And I can even give you extra discounts. So if you click over here and fill in the name Ferdy, click on apply, you get 10% extra discount. So you pay $172.37. And that's because you get rewarded if you go for a longer period. If you're like, I want to try it out for a year, then you can switch it over here to 12 months. Then you pay $4.49 per month. You still get a free domain name. And then for 1 year, you can have 50 websites up and running for just $53.89. So Hostinger is rewarding you if you go for a longer period. So $3.59 or for 1 year. $4.49 per month, still really affordable. And it all comes with a free domain. So I click on continue. I go for 12 months. And then I need to register an account. I can do that with Gmail, I can do that with GitHub, or I can fill in my email address. So I will fill in my email address, then I need to create a password, and then I click on register. Now I need to fill in some billing details. It's not necessary, but let me fill in my first name and my last name. I can fill this in later. I can add company details, and when I do so, I don't have to pay the taxes that are added to this account when I'm from a different country. I uncheck this. Then I click on continue. And then there are a lot of payment options. And the great thing about Hostinger is that those payment options are based on where you come from. So I come from the Netherlands, so I see Dutch payment methods. But if you're from a different country, it can be that you see your local payment method, and that's amazing. So I can pay with credit card, I can pay with PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Alipay, CoinGate. But depending on where you live, you'll see different payment methods. So I will go with credit card, I'll fill in my details over here. And then I click on submit payment. No worries, later on we're gonna get our free domain name. Right now we're going for web hosting. Your payment's done, let's go. Set up your servers right away to start using them. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna choose a temporary domain. We're gonna import our backup from our old website to this temporary domain. And then we'll make sure that our current website and our new website with a temporary domain are exactly the same. Then we're gonna point the domain of the old website towards the new one. Then we're gonna transfer our domain. It's gonna be so much fun, man. No, it's maybe not that fun, but I do my best to show you exactly what you need to do. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna create a temporary domain and install the backup from our current website to that temporary domain. The great thing is Hostinger comes in a lot of languages. So right now I see my main language, Dutch. I can change it over here. And every time I open this, I see more languages. So I will go for English. If you see your language over here, you can choose that. I go for English. Hello, for who is this website? Is it for yourself or are you creating a website for someone else? It's for myself or my business. I click on next. Do you want to create or migrate a website? I want to create a new website. Next. Do you want to use WordPress or the Hostinger website builder? I want to use WordPress. So I click over here. I click on next. And then I can create the login details for my website. So I will change my email address and I will create a password. I click on next. Do you want to create a website with AI or pre-build a website and themes? Well, in this case, I will skip this and I click on create a blank website. I want to use a temporary domain. Now WordPress is being installed. Before we're gonna import our backup, we're gonna clean up our WordPress website a little bit so the whole process will be smoother and the websites will be exactly the same. Now I can migrate our backup towards this website. How can I do that? Well, first I want to clean up my website. So I go to plugins, select all plugins by clicking here, bulk actions, deactivate, apply. Then I select all plugins again, bulk actions, delete, apply. Okay. I want to import my backup on a clean website. So I go to the posts, get rid of this blog post. Then I go to the trash and I remove it completely by emptying the trash. Then I go to the pages. I select all pages, bulk actions, move to the trash, apply, go to the trash, and I empty the trash. Then I go to the dashboard, dismiss this message over here. I collapse everything. Now I want to import the website that I exported before. So I go to plugins, add new. I search for all in one WP migration. I click on install now. Activate. Refresh. Now instead of exporting, I want to import a website. So I click on import. I click on import from, file. I go to my desktop, backup, current website David Corp, and I want to go for the .wpress file. I click on open. There it goes. Look how fast it is. I really like that. It is preparing the import. It says that Hostinger is using a newer PHP version. So let's see how that works. Proceed. Your site has been imported successfully. I want to save my permalink structure by clicking here. And then I need to log in again with the same details of our current website. So I need to use the same username and password of this website. So I close this and I go for my username and the password and I click on login. Now I go to the permalinks. If you cannot find that, then go to the backend of your website and then here at settings, permalinks, select post name and then save it twice. Save the changes and then save the changes again. Now let's take a look at our website. It can be that it looks a little bit different. It looks great if I go to the page profile. Okay, seems to work. So everything seems to be working fine, but we need to check everything. If you're copying a web shop, make sure that everything is still working, that people can still buy things on your website. Otherwise, you can miss out on sales. So check if everything is still working. Go to a different page, buy something from your own store, the cheapest product, see if everything is working, and then we'll go on to the next step. If somehow something looks different, you can go to the customizer. And what you need to do, you just need to adjust one thing and then save it. It's just important to save the customizer once. So I go to general, layout, increase the site width and then decrease it back, publish it. And if my layout looks different, which is not the case, but then this solves it. And if it somehow fails completely, then you can go to plugins, add new, go for WP Vivid, install now, activate, refresh, and then I go to backup and restore, scroll down, uploads, I click on select files, I go for the zip file, WP Vivid, open it, upload, the upload has completed, and now I could select those and click on restore, and then this backup will also be placed back. And then your website should work. So what we have now is a perfect copy of our old website on this interesting Hostinger temporary domain. So the next step is to display this new website from Hostinger to our current domain at our current web hosting provider. Let me show you how we can do that. So since both websites are perfectly the same, it's time to point the domain from our current website towards our new website at Hostinger. Let me show you how. Over here, we have our domain. I want to point it to our current website, davidkorp.com. So when we go to davidkorp.com, the website that is stored at Hostinger, which we have migrated, will be displayed instead of the website from our current web hosting provider. In order to do that, I go to websites and then it says connect domain. So I click over here. What domain do we want to use for this website? So I go for the domain davidkorp.com. It is already registered, so I need to confirm my ownership. So I click over here. I click on next. You've selected this domain, which already registers. We need confirmation to ensure it's yours. Later, you can connect it to your website or transfer it to Hostinger. So we can do both. First, we can connect our website at Hostinger towards our domain registered somewhere else. Later, we can transfer that domain towards Hostinger. I prefer to have everything at one place, so we will do both. I click on confirm. Almost there. To view your website and make change, you must connect your domain to Hostinger name servers from your current register. Keep in mind that propagation can take up to 24 hours. So we need to go to our current web hosting provider where our domain is stored. And there we need to point it towards the servers of Hostinger. So when people go to your domain name, they will see the website that is stored on Hostinger. So I click on go back and I can connect this domain over here. So what I will do, I will go to the dashboard. Then I go to hosting plan details. And then we see the current name server. So what we see right now, the domain is pointing towards the name servers of HostGator. And that is right, because that's where I bought the domain. But what I want to do at HostGator, I want to point the domain to the website at Hostinger. So what I will do, instead of pointing to these name servers, I will point it to the Hostinger name servers. And those are here. So I copy this one. And it's always number 1. So I will paste that at HostGator and then I paste it again and then we'll change the one to 2. Let me show you what I will do. So what I will do, I will go to hostgator.com. I'm already logged in. Then I go to domains. Domains, there it is. Now I scroll down all the way and I go to advanced tools. And here are the name servers. I want to change those. So I click on manage. I continue. And I paste it towards the one from Hostinger and then also the second one from Hostinger. So what will happen? The domain I have here at HostGator will point towards the website at Hostinger, the one we already have migrated. So I click on save. This can take up to 24 hours. Now if I refresh the page, I scroll down, you see they are linked now towards Hostinger. So I close this. And if you would refresh this, it can be that it will not be shown immediately. So we can check it over here. If the name servers are already the same ones as these, if that's the case, then the domain is pointing towards the website at Hostinger. It's now 5 minutes later. So let's refresh this. And as you see, the name servers are the same ones as the ones from Hostinger. So let me double check it. I go to dns-checker.org/ns-lookup.php. And I search for the domain. And I click on show NS records. If I see parking, then we know if people go to my domain name, they will be referred to the website that is stored right now at Hostinger. So that's successful. I go to WordPress overview, and then I want to make sure that force HTTPS is turned on. Okay. Now I click on admin panel. Now we redirect it. And now this is the website that is hosted on Hostinger. So our website is successfully migrated towards Hostinger. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to transfer our domain from our current web hosting provider towards our new hosting provider, in my case, Hostinger. Let me show you how you can do that. In order to transfer your domain towards Hostinger, go to websites. There I see my domain and it says you can transfer your domain to Hostinger. So I click on transfer and I need to enter domain. It's already done. So I click on transfer, 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 and it says the domain is locked. So what I will do, Command N, I go to HostGator and unlock it. I log in or I go to my dashboard. Then I go to domains. The domain is locked, so I scroll down and it says transfer or move domain. I click on it and I uncheck that it is locked. Awesome. Now I need to request an auth code. With that code, if I fill it in at Hostinger, then I can transfer the domain to a new register, which is also Hostinger. So I click over here. The reason is I found a better price. I click on continue. Continue with the transfer. Yes, it can take some days, 5 till 7 days. Send the auth code. Your request has been submitted. You'll receive the authorization code in your email within 3 days. That is crazy long. Normally, I will get it at once at other web hosting companies. Well, let's see how long it will take before I receive that email. It took HostGator 3 days to send the code finally. So here's the authorization code. I even wanted to open a chat session with them. Let me try it. And when I clicked on it, it did not work. So let's see. The system error occurred already for a few days. Is that the case? So I'm happy that I'm transferring my website, everything towards Hostinger. So let me go to Hostinger. Now I copied the code. Now I go to domains. And if I scroll down, I see there is an external domain. This one, I want to transfer it to Hostinger. So I click on transfer. Transfer. And it will cost just $9.99. I click on purchase. Okay. I will complete the payment. And now, really important, I need to paste the key over here. Do I want to keep the existing name servers? Well, they're already pointed towards Hostinger, so I don't need to change anything over here. So I click on transfer domain, and this can take up to 7 days, but because our domain at HostGator, in this case, is already pointed towards the website of Hostinger, nothing will change. So our website will not be offline, so there's nothing to worry about. As it says, it takes up to 5 till 7 business days to complete. That's totally fine. Maybe you get an email like, hey, confirm that this is happening. Keep that in mind. Click on continue. The transfer is initiated. And over here, I can see what the status is. And meanwhile, your website will remain live. So our websites are exactly the same. Now we're going to take a look at our email accounts. We want to copy them from our current web hosting provider towards Hostinger in my case. So let me show you how to create an email account at Hostinger, and then we're going to copy and paste all our current emails towards our new email account at Hostinger. In order to set up a new email account, I go to emails. I go for the free service, which is included in the web hosting package we have. We don't need this. So I click on setup. I select my domain, David Korp, confirm. So now I see add David Korp over here. I click on manage. I go for Hostinger free, select. And here I see my domain. And here I can say I want to have info@davidkorp. I create a password, and then I click on create, and I create the email account info@davidkorp.com. Create. Awesome. We can access our email account through the browser. So if I click over here, I can go to webmail. I fill in my password. Look at this. Online, we can have access to our account already. So I can compose an email to myself, info@davidkorp.com. Test email from webmail. Hey, David. I can attach a file. I can click on send. And now I get that email in my inbox, test from webmail. If I go to send, it is there. Awesome. Now I want to configure our email account on a computer and on a tablet or a smartphone or a device. So let me show you how we can do that. What I want to do now, I click over here and I click on complete. So I'm here at emails. If I click on it, I can select this one again by clicking on manage. And now in this overview, I want to scroll down and go to connect apps and devices. Yes, I'm going to do it manually. So I scroll down and I need this information in order to configure my email client on Microsoft Outlook or Mac Mail. So what I will do, I will go to my Mac Mail. What I see, since our website is now hosted at Hostinger, my old email account at HostGator is not working anymore. And that makes total sense. So now I want to create my new account and then copy all these emails to my new account. So I go to mail, add an account, other mail account, continue. And then I call this one David Korp new. My email address is info@davidkorp.com. My password, I click on sign in. Then I want to copy my email address and paste it over here. Then I go to my browser, copy the incoming server, and I paste it here. And I want to copy the outgoing server. Copy it. By the way, we're going to use IMAP. That means that when I adjust something on my email client, for instance, Mac Mail, it will also be adjusted on my phone. And if I delete something on my phone, it's also deleted on my webmail and on my email client. So everything is in sync with each other, which is amazing. I click on sign in and I want to sync my emails, not my notes. So I click on done. And if everything is working, then I should see that one email I sent to myself. And there it is. So now I know it's working. So let me click over here. I go to mail, settings, David Korp. I call this one David Korp new. So here is the old and here's the new. Also here below, I can go for the old inbox, There's the new inbox with only one email. So what I can do now, really simple, I go to my old email box, which is not online anymore, but the emails are still there. I say Command A, and I drag those emails from the old one to the new one. I can also go back and hold Command, Control on the PC, and then it becomes a plus. Now I copy them to the new email account, which is hosted at Hostinger. Then I go to my sent emails from my old email provider at HostGator, copy it, hold Command, and drag it to send. Awesome. So is this working now? That's the question. Well, I can find out by going to my webmail. There it is. It is working. If I go to my sent emails, there they are. If I go to my inbox, and in that way we perfectly migrated info@davidkorp.com with all the emails incoming and outgoing towards Hostinger. Now we're going to check if everything is in sync with each other. If I flag an email on my phone, will it also be flagged on my webmail and on my PC? If I remove something on my PC, I don't have a PC already for 10 years. 15, 16 years. I have no PC, I have a Mac. But if you have a PC or a Mac, doesn't matter. We're gonna make sure that everything is in sync with each other. I start to talk about PCs and I get, what's happening? I leave it in. You know what? I'm just being myself. Be yourself. Let's continue. So let's check it out. Inbox. There's an email, reply. I say sent from Mac Mail. Hey, if I want to, with Mac Mail, it's really easy to import something. So let me see if I have an image. I send it and there it is. So let me see how it is with webmail. And there it also is. Look at this. If I click over here and then I click on mark as flagged, now it becomes red. Look at this at my Mac Mail. It is red. How cool is this? So also over here, I flag this email. I go to my webmail and it's also flagged. If I remove this email, delete, I go to my Mac Mail, it is also deleted. If you want to learn how to put your email account on your phone, click over here because there I have a complete tutorial about hosting where you can learn everything you need to know. And there I will talk about how you can configure this for your phone. Since our emails are now transferred to our new email account, we can remove the old ones. Let me show you how you can do that. So I don't need this one anymore. So I could go to Mail, Settings, Accounts, and then the old one, make it inactive. And now when people send the emails, I will receive it on my new account. And I go to Settings. And I call this one David Korp. So that's how you can migrate all your emails and your email account to a new web hosting provider, in this case, Hostinger. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is next? First of all, I want to congratulate you if you reached this point and you put everything to practice. Congratulations, you transferred everything from your old web hosting provider towards the new one. Now, there is so much more you can do with Hostinger. If you're at Hostinger, you can also become a male or a female model. There's a special treatment for people that have a Hostinger account. I'm talking nonsense, no, but if you have a Hostinger now, there's so much more you can do. And I have an in-depth tutorial on what you can do with that. So you can click over here to go there. Let's go over here. But now I have 20 seconds left because I can also show videos 20 seconds before the end of the video. So I need to wrap it up. Thank you for watching this video. Good luck with everything you do. God loves you and you're amazing. Ciao. You're my So right now I host my website at bluehost.com. And over here I click on login. There you go. Here is my website, ferdy.com Academy. So I click on it and I go to my website.